to you. I haven't done a video for a while. There is many reasons for it, but what I'm going to do today, hopefully, is that when we moved into this house, it was a double garage with a flat on the top. And what I did, got permission to fill in the doorway, put with stonework, which is the same as what the rest of the cottage is. That we turned into the kitchen. Because I only had a weekend to swap over the plumbing and everything, I quickly put in the kitchen and I didn't finish it, I just made it functional. That was 5 years ago, because since then I've been doing the rest of the house. But now I've looked at the kitchen, I don't like the colour of the doors, I don't like the doors at all, so I've decided to make my own. I've done a test piece, well, a test door, and I've done it shaker style. I made out of sapele, and hopefully I've got a mixture of sapele and Iroko. We'll see how it mixes in together. I'm not really sure. It might look right. It might look like dog's dinner again. So hopefully it's all the stuff is rough sawn. So I've been spending what very little inheritance the kids have or had is now gone on this. It's a surface planer and it's lovely. It's from Axminster again. I haven't got shares in Axminster, by the way. I just like their stuff. Now to make them, I've been using the router table, and also a bit that I was using is from Axminster, and it's called the shaker router bit, and it does both the rail and the style. There's a little bit of story about the router in that. When we get to it, I'll show you what happened. It's bad. And that's it. Right, now you've made a nice face, flat face on your piece of timber after running it through. When you come to do a nice edge on it, you want it 90 degrees. Put the face to the fence and run that through. Then you know you've got two nice flat faces, 90 degrees. So don't forget to put the face mark on it and the edge, which you'll need when we come to start doing the router work, because one piece you have to lay down and one piece you have to lay up, and it's a bit confusing. So that's it. And now we're going to go and put it through the thicknesser to get ourselves a nice square piece of timber, hopefully. This is the router that I've been using for years. I brought it back from New Zealand, and it has no soft start and it has no speed control. So what I did is I wanted to use it for the table, so I bought a speed controller. Now this speed controller I got off eBay, and when it's at its lowest speed, it's just around size 16,000 RPM, which is the maximum for this router piece. So, and I had that through there, but the thing is, you can't put it through an NVR switch either. So I've just had this, and I was routering some of the timber up, and all of a sudden it failed. And instead of cutting off, which normally it would do, it sent the router bit from 16,000 to 22,000 RPM. I hit the deck, hit the NVR switch, then remembered I haven't actually put it through that because they said not to use it. And then it decided to fry everything. So, word of warning when you get those off eBay, when they fail, they don't stop. The variable speed switch goes directly to full. To replace this thing of beauty, I brought a Triton. I don't normally buy Triton stuff because it's not brilliant quality, but the reason I brought this one, the dual mode precision plunge router, because one thing is 2,400 watts, it's powerful. You can adjust the height with this handle. The only thing is that it doesn't fit onto the UJK plate that I got from Axminster, funny enough. So I've had to do a lot of butchery to it. The clips underneath that hold the router onto the plate don't fit properly, so I've had to grind them away so they fit properly. And also, because you can adjust it from the bottom, I've had to drill a 10mm hole in the top for that handle to go all the way through. I'm going to run through the machining of it. I've got these two here. Like I said before, your face and edge marks on there, because on one piece, the style, you have the face down, and then with a rail you have the face up. You need to be aware of that, so let's give it a go. Another neat idea with this router is that when you use the handle and bring the piece all the way to the top, it automatically locks the spindle, and then when you bring it back down again, it unlocks it. I just thought that was a neat idea. As you can see, it says to remind me, the style is face down and it's the bottom half of the router bit, and the rail is the top half of the router bit, and it's face up. Thing is, I just realised I've spelled style wrong. That's how my brain works. When I say the top and the bottom half of the router bit, from this section up is the top half, and that section down is the bottom half. This bit is the style, and it goes face down, and as you can see, the angle cut is on the bottom, and then that piece gets cut out of there. Now this has to be really accurate, or else they will not go together very well when you're finished. So I always keep a test piece, and then you know it's going to fit first time. Let's go and run some through. To make sure you got the right depth, as you can see that bearing in between the middle there, what you need to do is set the fence so it's dead in line with that bearing. So if you get a straight edge, so it's nice and flat, and it barely moves the bearing with the edge of it, then you know you've got that set to the right depth. Because it's a style, spelled wrongly, there's my face, face down, the edge, and away we go. I'll do it to both of them. Right, always use push sticks, safety. The two styles done. Looks fairly clean too. To find out the rail length, if you get the overall size of your door minus 2 rails, then add on that section there. On my router bit it's 9mm, so you just add 18mm on, and she should be the right width, hopefully. When the kids keep saying don't spend our inheritance, it's too late. I've spent it on that. It's a coping sled, funny enough, from Axminster, and it's to safely cut the joint on the ends. I'll show you how it works. Just to get the right height before I put the proper piece in, I'll show you how it works. You just put the piece in and it gets clamped sideways by that plate and those two knobs. Then it gets held in place vertically by these pieces, these turn knobs, and it needs to be pushed up tight to the fence. Then you know you're all set and it's in the right place. I'll just adjust the height. When the piece of timber goes through past the cutter, router cutter, when it gets to the bit, it tears out this back end there. It's when you slot in your piece of wood that you put a piece of sacrificial wood behind it, then it won't tear the back out of that. It'll tear this out instead. When you put the timber in, just make sure that the sled is pushed tight up against the rail, because that's the rail that's going to guide it. Right, this is the frame finished. Just put it together, see what it's like. And this will be the point where you've realised that you've gone wrong because you haven't gone with the face and the face edge. That's when it will show up. Next thing you do is just cut a ply panel, put that in, make it nice and snug, and that's it. This I've used 6mm ply, and it's a peely to go with the peely frame, and this is how it ends up. This is the one I needed 2 doors for a cupboard. This is to match that door. This has had a sanding down on it. This is 80 grit to take the edges off and flatten it all down. 120, then finished by a 240. Then it's had 1 coat of Osmo, and it's Poly-X oil, high solid, whatever that is, I don't know, clear matte, and I've put it on using these pads. Now I saw a video, I think it was Peter Parfit, who showed on a video how to put it down. This is a non-scouring pad, and you put 1 coat with it on. This Osmo, it'll go quite a long way, but you need to rub it in really hard, and then any excess you wipe off with another one. But I'll leave a link to the video below, and then because he explains it all a lot better than I can. 1 coat of Osmo, then actually rubbed it down with the scouring pad, and then applied another coat on top of that, and it's come out really nice. Brings out the grain really nice. The first time I've used Osmo, and I think I'll be sticking with it too. That's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like it if you like it, and subscribe if you want to. Until the next video, cheers.